Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So this one is genuine and articulate that they're asking for. And yeah, let's do it. In post World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping those heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. I don't think I need to do the whole thing again.
No.
And that I mean that was infinitely better. Clearer. Obviously, you know how to say Okum. What is it? Okamulgee, whatever.
I said it with confidence this time, so
You did well, and I don't know how to say it,
yeah,
obviously, but
it's
you know
probably
it.
wrong still.
It's very nice. Well, yeah, but it could be. But again, that's just a Google search away.
True,
Um,
true.
love the pacing. It was much more, it's much more knitted together, in my opinion. I really liked the way you paced it. It was not too fast,
Okay,
which is something that both of us suffer from in past reads. So I thought that was really nice.
cool. Thanks, man.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to. I'm struggling with this. Okay, so it's genuine and articulate. Okay,
Yeah.
gentlemen, in post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping those heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. Well, so much in life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology. One thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce. Here, you will gain the advanced skills and education that prepare you to be the one they call OSUT, true to Oklahoma's workforce for 75 years.
Yeah, Tom. That was Tom. That was you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it's hard. I can only see Brendan's screen. The first paragraph, you sounded great, and I think just over time, you kind of lost the energy of the read a little bit. If you'd have kept that energy the whole time, I think that would have been a really strong read. And I know you sound a little bit nervous, dude. It's all good, brother. All
I love being in front of a crowd, but every time I do it, I get really nervous. So
Me too, man. Me too. I've been doing some gravy for the brain training. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a voiceover school in England where you can pay a monthly fee. And anyway, there's 200 people on these Zoom calls, and these are some heavy hitting coaches. And I get up there and I'm like, and this thing, and I sound like I'm 14 or something. And I'm just like, Jesus, I mean, come on, man, get it together. But I completely understand, and like I said, I thought that first paragraph, you were really, if you'd have kept that pace the whole way, it would have been a stronger read. So just kind of that happens. You just lose energy. Um, that was my take on that. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm right with you on that.
Yeah, just
There was that like Matt was saying, I think there was a little wobble in your voice,
Yeah.
and that could be from being nervous. I don't know why you'd be nervous with us, but
I, yeah, it's
you
just
know,
I sit in a room by myself all day, and then when people are watching, I get nervous.
yeah.
Yeah, I completely get it. Yeah.
No, it felt genuine though. That's what I liked about it. It
yeah,
seemed like a
Yes.
conversation. It didn't seem like you were speaking at me, but to me, or speaking with me rather than at me.
Yeah.
No, good
Oh,
job, man.
no, that's the one thing that I noticed during that one also was while if you would have kept the energy level, that would have been great, but it felt like your energy level dropped when you started reading. You came into it like this, and then when you started reading in post World War II America, it kind of you went really low, and it's like I wanted to hear it a little more volume, like a little more projection. But I mean, from the other side, it was very intimate because it was this very relaxed kind of a quiet thing where I'm leaning in a little bit more, like I want to hear it more. I don't know. It'd be one of those things, read it twice and do one here and one here.
Yeah. Want to do another go at it, Tom?
Why not? Why not?
Why not, right?
Okay. Gentlemen, In post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. The weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus at Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping these heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. Well, so much in life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology. One thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce. Here you will gain the advanced skills and education that prepare you to be the one they call OSUT, true to Oklahoma's workforce for 75 years. Better, worse, indifferent?
So Tom, you kept the energy the same. You went into more of an announcer read, though. I don't know if you realize that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. You went into more of an announcer read, which is Brendan. What is the direction again? I'm sorry.
Genuine and articulate.
Okay, so the articulation was there for certain, but yeah, I certainly wouldn't call it an announcer read a genuine read. I have the same exact problem, Tom. I like a natural thing. Hey now. The pet ties here. But yeah, so that's Tom. That, I mean, like I said, I love the energy. I liked where you took it. Like it was articulate. But again, if you did 70% of that announcer read, it would probably turn into a more kind of intimate thing like you did. So like kind of halfway between the first one and the second one.
Yeah, and another thing, I just noticed that you were running out of breath on a lot of the sentences there, and we have the magic of editing, right? So just take your time with those sentences. Just
agreed.
Give them the breath they need.
Agreed.
I'm gonna make a note of that.
Pretty good though. I like it.
Yeah, no, Tom, that was better. That was definitely better than the first read. The pacing was better too. Like it was a little quicker. It was a little bit more like, it was a little more business. It's funny. It's such a sliding scale, right? There's like 16 different XY axes that you have to traverse in this voiceover universe, right? It's not like there's 3 dimensions. There's like 16, and you have to think about those as you're reading it or as the direction kind of stipulates. And, it's a sliding scale of how much of this you're supposed to do versus how much of that. It's very frustrating. I tend to do between 3 and 5 takes on just about every script I do anymore, just because I don't know what the hell they're really talking about in a lot of the direction. It can mean so many things. It's a huge variation. I wish there was a little bit more of a standard,
A lot of times I think they don't even know themselves what they're looking for.
Well, amen to that, right? So, sometimes you just have to grab them by the horns and say, hey, this is what you're going to get. That said, obviously you want to please the customer. So there's that. Again, it's a slippery slope either way. So, yeah. Right. Interesting.
All right, who's next?
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Go, Matt.
And once again, for crying out loud, I'm going to tattoo this on my eyelids. What's the direction again, Brandon?
Genuine and articulate.
See, apparently, because I'm not so genuine and articulate, I'm having a hard time remembering. I'm kidding. But
I want you to sound like you have an education.
That I've been to school and whatnot.
That's right.
All right, let me check this out. In post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping those heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. While so much of life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology, one thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce. Here, you will gain the advanced skills and education that prepare you to be the one they call OSU IT, true to Oklahoma's workforce for 75 years. I said that a little different, OSU IT, because I'm Columbus and we're OSU, Ohio State University, so that's the way I always say it. But they're the other OSU, and Yeah, and then Oregon State University has the audacity to be OSU as well. I can't believe it, but yeah. I mean, I give myself a solid C+ on that one.
Yeah, well, it's like I think you started off announcery, and then as you
Very.
got comfortable with the script, it got
Well, again, I've been kind of reading it with you guys while you're doing it, and yeah, agreed. Let me give me another shot here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
wondering, Matt.
Again.
I'm wondering, Matt, what would it sound like if, like, the way you're speaking right now, as opposed to going
Yeah.
to those lower notes?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna do
you're
that.
gonna
I'm gonna
lose those
be a little bit
notes.
more
I,
up.
I have a trick for you that I just learned this week, or I guess it was last week, and I wanted to share. This was a suggestion when I was reading announcery, and I was working with another pro, and they were like, "Look, say the alphabet, run from A to J or G or something. Just go maybe the first 10 letters, and then just go right into the words."
No, that's good to know. That's a good one.
And it sets your mind for this sort of, instead of doing the announcery pop, that emphasis that you give for announcery, it lets your mind
Yeah.
kind of relax and gets you straight in.
Yeah.
Smack it. It's like getting a running start, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, springboard too. I thought about it. That's what
Springboard.
springboarded it. Like, and that was real nice. Hey guys, and that's always a good way to kind of get comfortable with it. Let me try it again. In post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping those heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. While so much in life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology, one thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce. So that upper prosody, that upper thing helps, I think. I mean, I don't know.
That sounds way better, in my opinion.
Good. Well, and it's interesting. It makes me sound younger too, which is always what I'm looking for, because I always think I'm too old. So
Well, it sounds like you, right? Like, I think the
it
other one
does. Well, it does. I mean, a little bit. It's interesting, Brendan. I mean, the more I do this, the more I realize that I do have a much lower register than I kind of project. And like when I get excited or I get passionate about something, my voice goes up. But no, you're right. I mean, that's the tone of my voice for sure.
it kind of like is once again started off kind of announcery, but once you get into it, it almost sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Well, that's the point, right?
I mean, like we got to thus that, because when you said thus, that seemed to relax you a bit. Like you go,
Interesting.
thus in 1946, because it forced you to pause and kind of maybe gave you a second to read the script a little bit.
Yeah.
But and then after that, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go.
In post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping these heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. While so much in life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology, one thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce.
What was the name of that city?
Yeah, I can't say it again.
That was really good, Sean.
Yeah.
I felt like it was too fast for me.
I felt
like I rushed it a little bit.
No,
I felt it was like the perfect pace
really.
for me.
Yeah, there was stabbing of the copy, but
Yeah, I know that was actually some breath issue in there.
yeah,
A few of those pauses were me just, yeah.
Yeah, like Brandon said, take your time between those, because I just learned that today. Like you can, well, because I'm on the air, I'm on radio a lot, so I don't get a chance to redo it. I have to practice, and then you're on the air. But
Just breathing it through and giving those lines the amount of breath that it takes to make them sound good, like rather than force through it. And
well, let me try one more time and see if I can not kill it. Add all those extra commas.
do the alphabet thing. Do you say it out loud? I'm
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. In post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping these heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. While so much in life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology, one thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce. I screwed it up again at the end there, but
Dude, that worked. That really worked.
I do it almost every time they want a natural read. I start with the alphabet and I just run through and just chop it off in production.
That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. Thanks for that, Sean. Because honestly, I mean, I have a hard time. I springboard it a lot of times, but you're right. It's like sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that ABC thing works. I made notes, and so let me go through at some point. Let me go through those notes and hit you guys with like the 6 or 8 things that I learned on that session. Yeah. But give me what feedback do I get on that read?
That it worked. Like because it relaxed you going into it compared to the first read. I mean, just like that.
And the breaths helped a lot too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Putting a breath at every period lets you, and then edit them out.
I don't know how it is for you guys, but in my space, like it's hard to breathe sometimes because I have it closed off. So like I need those breaths. So I think that's what I'm always used to, just rather than being in an open space and having the.
Do you have a puppy in there that keeps farting?
No. See, it's probably worse for you.
I do. It's much worse. When the puppy's in here and he farts, it's like, oh God.
Yeah, that I wouldn't be able to do that.
So we've all gone through except Daniel, right? But your mic's all messed up.
You just want to try it, Storm?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay. Let me try your alphabet thing there, Sean/Smack. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. In post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping these heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. While so much in life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology, one thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce.
Beautiful.
Yeah, awesome.
Dude, that was amazing.
It was. I thought I just sensed a little bit like when the first 2 sentences to me were a little throwaway to me. It was, but maybe you guys like that. I put a lot of stress on those first 2 sentences. But to me, again, maybe that's a little bit more genuine. I don't know. And I guess that's subjective, but.
What I'm noticing in general is that the word thus, for some reason, that thus pause in 1946, I think I don't know about mine because I'm just too much into it, but I think after that, it seems like everybody's reads got better because we're trying like that first one sounds like because it just comes off as like announcery in post-World War II America. Veterans returning home from duty.
Well, and the line, right? Tom, you're right. The line actually dictates that kind of thing. It's very epic. It's almost like a movie trailer, in post-World War II America. I mean, like that's pretty, wow. Gosh, you just kind of, but no, that's interesting. And that's probably completely on purpose. The person who wrote the script is like, oh yeah, thus,
Yeah, I think Storm, for that one, the only point, like I heard, knowing you so well, I heard when you said was imagined and established, like that fell back to almost the announcer thing you do. Other than that, everything was like butter. I loved it. I thought it was great.
There was butter there.
I like to when I'm doing an audition for these sites, I like to do 2 takes. And you guys were talking about the throwaway, and And sometimes, you know, I like to do the whole throwaway, just like I'm going to try a run through it again with just really making it more conversational and like it's a throwaway. So let's just try this. In post-World War II America, veterans returning home from duty encountered a stark new reality. Their weapons were no longer in fashion in a world quickly advancing beyond their skills. Thus, in 1946, the Oklahoma A&M College campus in Okmulgee was imagined and established, uniquely devoted to helping these heroes make the transition to civilian jobs. While so much in life has changed over these 75 years, including the tools and technology, one thing remains true. OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee has and will continue to educate Oklahoma's workforce. And kind of.
See, and I thought that was better, because I thought it was the same all the way through too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you
Yeah.
actually had that more throwaway, like it was just more like you went with it. And to me,
I find that it's helpful to break that announcer thing that I know myself have a tendency to get into.
I mean, I do too, obviously, and I have a real hard time with that. And obviously, and sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it. That's the thing that really sucks. I have a coaching session. Do you guys know who Kim Handysides is?
Name is familiar, but no.
Yeah,
I've heard of her.